Ahoy hoy, welcome back to my channel. Today I figured I would try Starbucks' Hazelnut Macchiato. Right here. Yep. And to be honest, today's video was a bit impromptu because I wasn't planning on making any videos today. But then I went to the store and saw this, and I'm like, I gotta try it because I haven't tried it yet. I actually like hazelnut a lot. I used to use this flavoring a lot when I made my own drinks at Starbucks. Just in case you guys didn't know, I used to work at Starbucks years ago before I moved to Sweden. So, yeah. It's a chilled blend of bold espresso and milk with hints of flavor of hazelnut. So, and nutrition is right here, and I hope you guys can see that. See it now? Oh wait, actually it did. Hold on, let me just... There you go. I tried to figure out which hand was over what because this thing switches on you. Okay, so that's the nutrition. That is the nutrition stuff. And I'm just going to shake this up. And I made sure I took my lactose pills before I had this. Or tried it. I should say I haven't had it yet. Past and present tense are not my strong suits. And if you ever read my book... Ooh, this is a paper straw. It's not plastic. Here. You guys see that? So, it's not a plastic straw. That's interesting. It's a paper straw. I'm just going to put this on here and just do it like so. Let's see how this is. I'll be honest with you all. I'm not a fan of paper straws. There is a weird aftertaste to it. And before anyone comes at me like, how dare you, you need to use less plastic straws and stuff. I have bamboo straws. Yeah. And I love my bamboo straws. I wasn't planning on talking about my bamboo straws. Let me go quickly show you. I'm just going to show you guys the whole entire pack. I got, these are bamboo straws. And I hate this. I might actually use this instead. Although it's probably not a good idea because you have to wash it and stuff. Because these can't go in the dishwasher. It does come with a thing to clean them with. Like these. I guess I'm sharing information about bamboo straws too. I wasn't planning on doing that either, but yeah. So I don't like to use paper straws, but I prefer to use bamboo straws instead, and I like them a lot. I can just wash them when I'm done drinking something. I don't think I'll ever use them though with anything with milk in it, because milk is a pain in the ass to clean. Seriously. I mean, it gets stuck easily in straws, and if you don't have the proper thing to clean it out with, it's going to stay there, and it can get disgusting, and it can develop, I think, bacteria. And some bacteria that comes from milk is dangerous. In fact, a quick story. I know this is so off topic. How about I do this first, because I know I'm bouncing everywhere. Let me try this first, and then I'll come back to what I was about to talk about after I review this properly, okay? That's pretty good. The drink itself is nice. I like the feeling of it in my mouth. I don't think you can smell it. I think you have to open it more in order to smell it, but I don't want to do that. But yeah, I love the hazelnut flavor. I use that a lot in my own drinks when I worked at Starbucks, as well as when I worked at the coffee bar at the University of Maryland, because I used to work in dining services at the University of Maryland. And if you're wondering what year, it was, I think, 2001 until 2003 at least, because they did close down that part of the student union, to renovate that area, and the place where they renovated is where the coffee bar was. So when they opened up the food court and the student union, I was transferred to the Chick-fil-A within there. So, and some places at this university, like when you work for dining services, like I did, some things like McDonald's are not under the university. In other words, dining services doesn't control it. I mean, Taco Bell and Chick-fil-A, even though they're separate corporations, the dining services was in control of it, not Chick-fil-A or Taco Bell. Whereas McDonald's still have full control over it, even though they were in the food court at the student union at the University of Maryland. So yeah, I worked at the coffee bar at the University of Maryland between 2001 and 2003 at least. And then I went to Starbucks to work there. And before I did Starbucks and dining services at the university, I also worked at the movie theater. And at the time it was called Hoyt's. It's Regal now. And in their concessions, they have a section that's dedicated to coffee drinks. And so I worked there. And that's where I discovered hazelnut flavoring too. So probably since I was about 17, I've been loving drinking anything that has hazelnut in it. And hazelnut is actually a big flavor here in Sweden, believe it or not. It's a very huge flavor. So, yeah, this is actually the first hazelnut flavored coffee drink that I've seen in Sweden so far that is outside of places like Espresso House or Starbucks. But it's delicious. I like it a lot. My one beef, the straw. I hate it because if it's in there too long, I'm afraid that it's going to deteriorate and make a mess. And even if that has never happened, I just hate the aftertaste of it. So, and I know some people probably feel the same way about bamboo straws, but I haven't had that problem yet. But I won't use the bamboo straws to drink this because of the milk and stuff. Because milk is very hard to clean. Trust me when I say that. So here's the tea. Where how milk can be dangerous if you don't clean it properly, like how you clean it off of stuff, like in tubes and stuff. So in the Victorian Era is basically when they started the introduction of bottle feeding, because before that it was breastfeeding a lot. But the Victorians, particularly in the UK, because I don't know what the attitude was in the US, because I learned all this stuff from Hidden Killers of the Victorian Era. And so when they introduced bottle feeding, it didn't look like a typical bottle you would see today. What they had was a glass bottle, and then there was a nipple was on top of it, but there was a huge tube that went through that nipple into the milk in the glass bottle, and then the tube came around. There's like a little separate nipple that kind of looked like a pacifier, and the baby drank on that. Well, this thing, especially the tubing at least, was very hard to clean, and so you couldn't. It was a hard. People then were having a hard time cleaning it out, because imagine a long tube, but there's no instrument long enough to actually clean to make sure that you get everything. And while hot water can do some cleaning, it doesn't completely remove it 100%. So what would happen is that bacteria from spoiled milk would get trapped there, and then, a baby would drink milk, or a toddler, I should say. Babies and toddlers. It wasn't just infants that used this. It was also toddlers as well. And they would drink it, and then they would start getting sick because they would ingest the bacteria that was from the tubing from the milk that wasn't cleaned off initially. And that bacteria is deadly. It can kill. And I forgot the figure, but so many children died from this, it wasn't even funny. I'm gonna actually look up the episode where I saw this in and get the actual figure, and then I'm gonna post that along with the link of that episode so you guys can look for yourselves, because that was just crazy. So yeah, and trust me, I used to work in the food industry where you had to clean milk off of things, and yeah. Milk is something you definitely want to make sure you get rid of all the residue so it doesn't linger, so you have that problem. And even though medicine has advanced since the Victorian era, you could probably still get very sick from it. So, yeah. So that's my little story time regarding why I don't want to drink any milk products with the bamboo straw, and how that kind of ties into something that is from the past, particularly the Victorian era. So, yeah. I'm sorry about today, like, the rambling and going off topic and stuff. My mind bounces a lot, so it's kind of hard to stay focused sometimes. Unless that's the kind of thing you guys like to watch. I don't know. But anyway, so would you guys try this if it's available near you? I know people can always go to Starbucks, get an iced latte, and because this is more like a latte than a macchiato, I gotta say. A macchiato, let's see if I get my old barista training is still intact. A macchiato, I think, is espresso with foam? Or am I thinking of Copana? Hold on. So, okay. I'm going to go quickly do some quick search, because I don't want to give you guys the wrong advice. That'd be really bad on my end. Okay. And don't worry, I don't have COVID. If you're wondering why I'm sniffling so much, my allergies are kicking my ass because the pollen today from the trees is a little bit high. And of course, it's a little bit humid, so my asthma is pissed off now. Okay, I was right. All right, okay. Other than a little bit of espresso, other than having a little bit of foam in it, it can have a little bit of milk, but it's usually foam. That's how we made it when I worked at Starbucks. This is more like a latte, because lattes are, normally when you make a latte, it's mostly how many shots of espresso you like. Like, for example, this would be maybe a tall cup from like Starbucks. Definitely not a tall drink. But if you would have to compare, this would be like either a Lipton latte from Espresso House or a tall latte from Starbucks. And talls are usually the smallest ones at Starbucks. And you would have like one shot of espresso if you have a tall, and then add milk, and then you would add like a little bit of foam in it. But when we made iced lattes, we didn't put foam. We just put, the shot of espresso or 2 shots if it's a grande, 3 shots if it's a venti, and then add milk to it and then put ice in it. And unless you added something else to it, like caramel or something like that. Now, of course, this is what I did years ago when I still worked there. I have not worked at Starbucks since 2006, so maybe things have changed since then. But anyway, I wouldn't call this a macchiato. It is more like a latte in my opinion. That's my only beef with it, other than this thing right here. So yeah. But anyway, if you want something similar to this, and I paid about 18.9 krooners here for this, which is about in the order of, I would say $2 if I have to round it up. So $2 for this, if you would come to Sweden, or you would get this in the U.S. unless this is cheaper in the U.S. But anyway, if you want to get like a similar experience to this, and you don't want to buy this, and especially if you live in Sweden where you're not really close to Starbucks or anything, like we're mostly close to Espresso House, like where I live, and Espresso House pretty much dominates most of Sweden because it is a Swedish coffee company. And Swedes prefer to have their coffee stronger than Starbucks because they feel like Starbucks coffee is a little bit weak for them. And the funny thing, I agree with them on that. It was very strong, especially when I first visited Sweden and then I moved here. I didn't like Espresso House for a while because I felt their coffee was too strong, especially in their frappuccinos. But, been living here since 2006, and I've kind of adapted to the taste of it now. So, anyway, if you prefer to get your coffee in a coffee house, and you want something similar to this, I recommend getting a latte. And because this is more like I said, it's more like a latte than a macchiato. And add a shot of the hazelnut to it. Get, like, say, in Sweden, I would say in liten or a melon. No, there's only 2 sizes of Espresso House. So we either say liten latte med hazelnut smak. I hope I said that word right. Which is basically a little latte with some hazelnut flavoring. Or you can get like a store latte med hazelnut sprak. Or smak. Sprak is talking or language. So that was a big or a large latte with hazelnut flavoring and stuff. And of course in the United States, either get like a 12 grande or venti latte and add hazelnut to it if you want something similar to this. But I would say compare this to what you can get in a coffee shop. This is probably cheaper. And if you definitely like Starbucks, I would definitely get this because I think if you would get it in Starbucks, it would be a little bit more expensive. That's my opinion of it, at least. So, yeah. And I'm saying this as a former barista of Starbucks, as well as the coffee shop at University of Maryland, and as someone who worked at Quick Kava on the concession part of the movie theater I used to work at. So, yeah. So I like this. It's a thumbs up. This, thumbs down. Then, oh dear. Oh my god. I hate when I do that. Anyway, the name Macchiato, it's a latte. Latte. If it was a macchiato, it would be a lot more smaller than this because when we serve macchiatos, they're usually in little tiny cups and stuff. And that's another thing. If you want an actual macchiato that has hazelnut flavoring, do that. It'll be smaller than this, but that's what an actual macchiato is. So, yeah. I hope you guys didn't mind the constant distractions where I bounce back between topics and stuff. And if you tried this before, did you like it? Would you try it again? As well as anything else you want to say in the comments, and the comments should be on. If comments are ever turned off, by the way, I did not turn them off. Okay. YouTube would usually turn them off if it deems my video kid safe. But we all know that I swear like a sailor sometimes. So I don't usually put my videos on kids only. There's only 2 videos I've done that with. And it was in, not the last video where I tried the face mask on. It was the video before that where I was trying wasabi and ginger and my kids were there. That was a kid-friendly video. And then the video involving the cheetah and its cubs, that was also a kid-friendly video. But most of the time I put all my vids on for adults because my audience tends to be adult. Especially since the book I wrote is for adults. So yeah, so if the comments would ever be turned off, let me know either on Facebook or where else. I'm on Goodreads too. Since I have a book, I'm on Goodreads as well. So just message me and just say, yeah, I can't comment on your video because it's turned off. And if I find that out and I didn't set it to kids only, or kid friendly, I'm going to reverse the comments so people can comment on it. But when the comments are on, tell me, yeah, just tell me whatever you want, especially in relation to this video, and also give me feedback if you don't like me bouncing around, because I have a feeling this annoys a lot of people, but I really can't help it sometimes. This is the way my mind works. So, yeah. So anyway, as I said, if you like this video, hit like. If you subscribe, I'll be absolutely joyous. And a quick announcement while I still have you all here. I did have Twitch initially, but then I deleted it. So I don't have Twitch anymore. And you're probably wondering, Lindsay, why did you delete your Twitch? Because I don't want to stream for such a long time and then have it not be recorded because I feel like I did a lot of work for nothing. Even though if it's recorded with Twitch, you know, people don't see it. They're like, oh, you didn't do much. So I don't really like that. So, and of course, I can't upload videos on there until, like, you're a partner. So, yeah. My next move is I'm thinking about joining Vimeo or something like that. Is that how we call it? It's spelled Vimeo. So I'm thinking about joining that platform. But, yeah. Just thought I'd let you guys know if you go to Twitch looking for me and surprise, I'm not there. It's because I deleted it or disabled it, I should say. So yeah. So well, I hope you guys have a great day today, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.